So, I didn't think it was possible, but I've finally produced what you might call a filler video. Yes, this is not an actual video that I put much time nor effort into. It's just something that I decided I have to upload a video this week. I may as well do something quick that I may be able to get on with the rest of my day. I actually am working on a pretty comprehensive video at the moment, one which my Michael Keller, a fellow viewer and subscriber, had actually suggested I do. It does involve pocket watches, so look forward to that. But in the meantime, this will be the video for this week. Of late, I've been doing quite a lot of writing and just been consumed by this current project to a point where I can do almost no reading, and when I do, I'm at a loss as to who to read. I have, I suppose, a selection of 4 authors that I want to get into, and I'm basically going to leave it up to you to decide for me which books I should read and which author I should perhaps consider in the next few days. First of all, we have Mary Shelley with her novel Frankenstein. Obviously, this, I believe, is Ahab's favorite, at least classic book. I'm not entirely sure if it's his favorite book of all time, but it is most certainly up there. I had started this late last year, around December, but because I was so involved in this project, I ultimately put it down because I was too focused on my writing that I couldn't necessarily get much reading done. And I was very much enjoying it. It was actually not at all what I expected. In fact, from what Ahab tells me, most of the people whom I admire, such as H.G. Wells and Lovecraft and maybe Conan Doyle to a certain extent, were in fact inspired by Shelley. So it may do me some good to actually read this book. By the way, this particular text is from the 1831 publication of the book. So it's not the original 1818. I do have the original 1818, but this is the one I will be reading. So let me know if there's any differences in the text, any disparities, and also which one you would recommend to read, because most likely I will go with this one. But that's the first writer. The second writer is actually someone I heard about over the years. I read him as a young man, actually not as a young man, as a boy, about maybe one book by him, and completely forgot about him. But of late, I've been hearing quite a bit about his terrific range to his writing, and how really he seems to be almost sort of an American Conan Doyle, in which he's known mostly for one type of work, but really he wrote far more than just that. And that author is obviously Jack London, and the book I have here is Martin Eden. I had heard quite a bit about this particular volume because it has a lot to do with writing and is semi-autobiographical. One of the people I watch on here, and who also consequently watches me, Johnny Keane, said that he had read this in the 80s, and how it basically discouraged him from becoming a professional writer. I myself am still very ambitious when it comes to that, but nonetheless, this is something I would want to try. I also want to read his Before Adam, which is a science fiction sort of a story that foretold some of the stuff by Edgar Rice Burroughs. So that's another selection there. The third one, I'd tried several times in the past. I had read, obviously, one of his books and remembered liking it. In fact, I made it a tradition to read it at least once a year, which I failed on and have really not returned to it since then. And I was reading this particular volume about 5 or 6 years ago. Got quite a bit of the way into it, but just had to put it down for some or another reason. I'm not entirely sure why. And then also one of the people whom I follow on here, Joseph Logsdon, who is a fellow writer and is also self-published actually on Amazon, all of his books, had said that he had very much admired this particular writer, and I was thinking of very much getting into him. And that writer, of course, is Charles Dickens. And this is A Tale of Two Cities. I have all of Dickens in these nice Oxford Illustrated editions. I have the complete set, and figured I may as well read this set because I've had it for almost 10 years. Got it for Christmas one year, and better late than never, I suppose. I actually need to replace 4 volumes in particular because most of these are in good shape, but just 4 of them are underlined all to hell. And I just need to get that done. But I'm very much looking forward to reading Dickens. I've heard nothing but good things about him over the years. And also let me know, I heard Great Expectations is perhaps the ideal place to start, but my copy of Great Expectations is underlined to hell, as I said. And also, since I started this a long time ago, this may well be my entry point. Either that, or I would read them chronologically, starting with Pickwick Papers and just working my way through. I'm not entirely sure, but that's my third option. And then my final option was the basis of a video I had made last week and really should have posted this week because only really one person saw that, and that was Johnny Keane. And basically, I had said that it seems as though this particular author's works were becoming more widely available over the course of the years. And I've bought quite a few. And I've shown them off in a video or two in the past. And I was pleasantly surprised to find one of his that's very hard to track down, in a library no less. And obviously that author is Victor Hugo, and the book is The Toilers of the Sea. One of the very few booktubers that I watch avidly and follow on here, one of the better ones, to be frank with you, Logan Albright. I very much recommend his channel. Said that Victor Hugo is his favorite novelist, and this is, I suppose, his third favorite book by him. Takes place on the island of Guernsey in the English Channel, and I don't know, it just seemed to sound very interesting to me, and because I found it at a library, I figured it's probably just about time that I get around to reading it. So that's it. That was my filler video for this time. Hopefully there won't be 2 more. Let me know your thoughts on these authors and which one you think I should perhaps get into over these next few days. Thank you very much. Hopefully there'll be something more substantial come next week. Cheers.